My name is Gintare, but many people call me Gin because it's easier. And I'm 43 years old. I came from Australia, even though originally I am from Lithuania, but I live in Sydney for the past 10 years. I've been living in Sydney. So about a year ago, I got diagnosis that I have ovarian cancer. And I just had to do a regular checkup because I had breast cancer 5 years ago. So, yeah, it just showed that my ovaries are enlarged, so I had to do further testing, and that showed basically the final diagnosis was that it is a borderline stage 3-4 ovarian cancer. I'm very surprised because I was very fit. I was working as a personal trainer, so I actually coach and teach other people to look after themselves and live a healthy lifestyle. And because I had breast cancer, so I changed my lifestyle completely. So I always was looking after myself, you know, like what I eat, exercise, and all those things. However, I think the big factor for me was that I was working just too hard, too much, and I think I was under lots of stress, especially with the COVID, with all the restrictions, and at the same time because all the gyms were closed. But as a personal trainer, I could still train people one-on-one, so I had so many inquiries and so many clients. Therefore, I was working like a lot, six days a week, sometimes 10 to 12 clients a day. Sunday would be my only day off. And that day I wouldn't want to socialize with anyone. I just needed to be with myself, but I still had to prepare for my next week work. So even the Sunday was just like few hours of rest. I would say maybe going for a walk and spending some time with my son. But so I think the stress was the main reason that it caused it. I would assume so. Actually, yes, my grandmother passed away from ovarian cancer. I do have BRCA1 gene, the same, so it shows that it could be inherited from my family. However, from my research and learning more and more about epigenetics, which is above the genes, that actually the environment can trigger the gene to express or not express. So the stress and things like that can actually trigger and cause the damage. So not necessarily if you have the gene that you're gonna have cancer. So I'm not like stressing and focusing on that. I don't want to be a victim of my genes. I believe and I feel that we can control our life and our environment by our choices, by taking responsibility and control of our lives. So I'm not a victim of that. So I think I have to go back to my breast cancer quickly. So when I got breast cancer 5 years ago, I went through all conventional treatments. I had lumpectomy, so I had one surgery, then I had 3 months of chemotherapy, then I had double mastectomy, and stayed on the other drug for 1 year. So I took the whole batch of conventional treatments. Because of double mastectomy, I didn't need to do radiation. And I was clear and I was fine, which is great. But when I got those news about the ovarian cancer, and the treatment I was offered was 3 months of aggressive chemotherapy, then surgery, removing everything in my abdomen, and then another 3 months of chemotherapy. So because I already did conventional treatment, it is a very traumatic experience. And I think you only realize how traumatic it was, or I realized that I would have to go through this again, and this time it will be way more aggressive than last time. Plus, prognosis is like very, very negative. Like even if I go through all treatments, the prognosis is that it's just like within 1 year or 2 years, 75% it's gonna come back. And overall, so I didn't want to focus on that, and I realized like my whole body was crying inside not to do it. Like I couldn't. It was just so traumatic that I couldn't imagine myself going through this again. For me it was like a death sentence going through that. So I was looking what are other options, and after breast cancer I did so much research, and I discovered this another world of holistic approach to treating cancer. And I heard already about Verita Life Clinic in the past, but I obviously forgot about it. But then when the situation came back again, I started speaking to some people, obviously, and 2 people recommended me Verita Life. So I started investigating, and I got in touch with Verita Life, and discussing obviously with the family and everything, and just all my heart wanted to come here, knowing that it is a combination of conventional treatment but in a more gentle way, together with other traditional medicine where you're strengthening your immune system. You're not only using, well, you are using here low dose chemotherapy, which is not so devastating on your body, and at the same time you are still strengthening your body, and you are using other way more natural therapies to help you heal and treat the cancer. So for me it was no-brainer to come here. So my first person that I contacted, I got from my friend in Australia, because his wife was gonna come here. So he passed me on the contact details of Faith. Her name was Faith. Super lovely girl. And I think actually one of the reasons, most probably, it was such an easy decision to come over here, because of the very timely communication. There were almost no emails. I have her on my WhatsApp phone, on WhatsApp on my phone, and I could send her, ask questions whenever, you know. It was not like sending an email and waiting maybe for 2-3 days to get back to you. It was like, okay, what about this? What about visa? You know, because it was still during the COVID and lockdown and all the papers and other questions about the clinic. So I was getting all those timely answers, and it didn't matter when I asked it. Like, even if it's a weekend, it doesn't matter which time of the day, and I was just communicating like with a friend all the time. I felt that support, and it was so easy. And I was inquiring with other clinics as well, and they didn't offer that. So it was like sending an email, very formal, waiting to get back. Whereas here was like on WhatsApp all the time, whenever you need all the help. Like, I didn't even spend any money, but they invested so much time already just with the communication with me, where there were no guarantees that I'm gonna come or make a decision to come, but like they were there already, always for me, super positive. So that was very easy and smooth. I went to the oncologist, obviously, and surgeon in Sydney, and you just feel like you are a unit, you know. There is no empathy, there is no treatment. I mean, they don't treat you the way with compassion, you know. You're just like, just another number, and you don't want to, this is your life. So I don't want to put my life into your hands if I get this feeling, you know, if I'm treated just another unit, so another number. It's a free consultation with the Dr. Hosami, and as I said, I inquired with some other clinics and doctors, And I don't know, okay, it's just my personal opinion. Just Dr. Hosami has this very good aura, very good energy, positive energy. He answered all the questions. He was very positive. And I don't know, I just go with the gut feeling, you know. Obviously, you measure, you use your logic, obviously, and he prepared for me a protocol, a plan. So based on the plan, which was very straightforward, straight away you can see the amount that you approximately gonna spend, the treatments you're gonna get. It was very timely. I think the treatment protocol I received like the same day, I believe. So combination with like knowing exactly what you're gonna do and speaking with Dr. Hosami and getting this good energy and like you just get the feeling that he really, really cares and he wants to help you and giving you that hope. So again, once I finished conversation, it was like, I just want to go there. Like for me, it was really easy. And it's not only me, like I spoke with other patients and you spoke with other patients and they all, I think, say the same. After you speak with Dr. Hosami, it's just very easy. You just get this feeling, this trust you want to come. And I know, and it's not fake, it's not exaggerated, it's just the way he is, I think, extremely caring and devoted for his patients. And I think we really, really miss and lack these type of doctors in this industry. Like really, I think it's so hard to find people like Dr. Hosami.